So this is called SM rib. You can buy it at Home Depot, in Lowe's. They got different names for it in certain parts of the country. It might be called ag panel. The main deal is the major ridges are 9 inches apart, and like a lot of the ridge patterns, it has 2 minor ridges down the center. Now the SM rib has, unfortunately, it's not any standard. A lot of times this minor ridge is wider. In fact, let me get you a sheet where I'll show you the wider one. Yeah, this one I bought from Home Depot like yesterday. I just needed an extra. We use them to build jigs and such. But here's a piece I think I bought from Lowe's, and it's the exact same thing, but you'll notice if the lighting works that the minor ridges are much wider. I won't sit down exactly, but everything's in the same centered location. But and my point being, we design everything to fit the wide. Even though that means a gapping condition a little bit on the sides, it doesn't seem to affect the waterproofing. When you screw down our product to your building panel, it closes up enough where water is not getting through there. The styrofoam, the EPS actually gives enough where it seals anyway. So in other words, our product will fit either one of these. It'll fit this wider one exactly, and it'll fit this narrow one not quite exactly, but good enough. And this is our product. It's got the EPS filler that seals and a plywood face sheet that rides along the top of the major ridges and holds everything together, and it gives the customer a flat surface to screw in things. It's mainly for exhaust fans around cutouts. We do entire frames. So anyway, I'm just giving you an idea. So one more time, and this is hard to explain to customers, the face sheet is the only amount we're adding to the thickness. So in other words, and I'm sure y'all understand it, the filler material fills up to the face sheet, but the filler material stops at the very top of the major ridge, and the face sheet sits on the major ridge. So in other words, we need the filler to be flush to the major ridges here. Here's our main product. We got lots of different products, but 80% of our business is what we call the Haslet Frame. It's a one piece, usually a square cutout. The cutout matches whatever the exhaust fan company's recommended cutout is. They'll tell us, hey, we need a cutout that's 18 inch by 18 inch, and we fabricate those. Unfortunately, every order's a custom frame. There are no standards. And we have our styrofoam, our EPS filler material, and the way it works is it sits right there onto the ridge pattern. The customer will take a magic marker, trace the interior perimeter, take it off, make their cutout, and then put the frame back, screw it in, and you've got a watertight seal around the cutout, and you can put your fan through there and install your fan. Contractors just love it. I have them almost crying on the phone. I hear a lot of times, I've been looking for something like this for years, and I can't believe I'm the first one to come up with it, but we got a patent on it, and it's working out real well, and business is growing. Again, we make our own styrofoam right now, and I'm just hoping you guys can help us out. And your samples came in, and I'm very impressed. There's a few issues, and it's nothing major. It's something we can work out. Okay, I got your sample that came in. It's very impressive. I do like that lip that is on the outer flange there. That's something that we've had trouble machining. Let me show you what we have. This is our current production right now. It fits well, but not perfectly. Y'all's is more perfect, especially on the ends. Let me show you. This is it's called SM rib. It's a very standard building panel. It used to be used just for carports and garages, but they're now using it for entire buildings and barndominiums. And our product fits into the groove, and we got a pretty good fit. and the one problem we can't manage, and one of the reasons I was looking at y'all's product is this lip. The SM rib has this weird shoulder on the major ridge, and we just leave a gap there. The customers don't seem to mind. It doesn't leak, which was the primary goal of our filler material. But I was thinking, if I'm going to hire somebody else to do it, let's see if they can actually do it. And so y'all's is real nice. It has that lip that fills more of the void there, so that's nice. The one problem though is this sample does not fit properly, and it turns out I'm calling it the shoulder. This distance is too wide. Per the technical drawing, it was 183.3 millimeters, which is 7.21 inches, so a little less than 7 1/4. And I wasn't sure if I had sent y'all the right info. So starting at, well, over here, starting at 10. Yeah, this measures right out about 7 1/8. So it's close to that 7.2, 7.18 or so. And your sample came in too wide to fit. It came in at, there's 10, and it's almost 7 1/2 inches here. Yeah, right at 7 1/2. Almost 7 9/16 is what it's coming out. So it's just too wide there. But I think if if we can shrink this down, yeah, you can see it here. I think, see how I got it lined up right there, and we're sticking out a good 1/4 inch here. So and I know it's difficult to tell when you have two angles. Are you talking about when you measure distances from a radius like that? I realize there's a little iteration on, are we talking at the tangency? Are we talking right at the midpoint of the fillet? What are you talking about? I'm just saying that, yeah, this doesn't quite fit though. Okay, what I did is I cut it shorter, cut it in half, and then I ate about a 1/4 inch off of the center here just to see. And yeah, it's a pretty good fit if it's a little more narrow. And one of my tests is to see, do I feel a flush top there? And for whatever reason, it feels a little high. Another issue is, and this might be on me. Let me see if I can zoom in here. The minor ridges right here is too small, and that might be from the drawing. I don't know if you can tell with the lighting here. Okay, you see this minor ridge, and here's another one. It's so subtle, it's hard to even talk about. These minor ridges, and I find it funny that one of the most difficult things about this whole production is it's easy to get the edges with the angle and all. It's these minor ridges that have become a problem. And in this case, yeah, in this case you can tell that the minor ridge is too small, and that might be what I had told y'all to machine. We need to go ahead and get this full width. And also this angle is difficult. I finally decided that's about a 15-degree minor angle, minor slope there. You can't see it. Yeah, we decided this is I think about only a 15-degree slope here on the edges, and that's difficult because a lot of your cutting tools, you can easily get perpendicular and like down to 45 degrees from perpendicular, but a small slope from flat is difficult to cut. We've had to order custom router bits and such. So yeah, we need to make this much more wider, and if the best y'all can do is 45 degrees, that's fine. If you can do better, that'd be even better, and I'll try to I'll double check these dimensions. But yeah, the main deal is the total width at the obtuse angles here is too wide. It needs to be closer to 7 1/8 of an inch. Problem might be solved if the minor ridge trough here is increased to where this fits a little bit more flush to the valley of this ridge pattern. But it's uncertain to me if this is still a little bit too tall. We need this exactly flush to the tippy top of the max ridge pattern here. Yeah, we want it this tall. Okay, I got my calipers. And the total, yeah, I've seen this before. Yeah, the total thickness is over 3/4 inch. You've got 13/16 is what I'm reading here. And that might be what I sent you. Let me see. Yeah, the total should be, the total height should be 19 millimeters.